All right, so this is probably going to be a good part to discuss the game because I want to let this play for a little bit. It's an intro that if you let the game run long enough, it'll start playing, and then there's one after it, which is weird that it's the second intro when it should, in a way, I don't know. I feel it should be the first or just mandatory as part of the game. Either way, the game we're playing today is another childhood classic of mine, Space Griffon VF-9. It was one of the first PlayStation games I ever got to play. Destruction Derby being the first, and then let's see, I got this. I guess the art's above me, so really, if I can, I'll just show some of the back. Get past the glare boss, but the front, you can see a pretty badass mech. The back, it's got some explosion, a little bit in the gameplay, a little bit. You got some anime characters displayed. It had a pretty cool art style, even for in the PS1 days. It looked pretty good. But it was another game that it caught me off guard a little bit when I saw it. But what I thought I was actually getting was Crazy Ivan, which it was a game I had only seen gameplay samples of. But I thought I was buying Crazy Ivan. I wasn't disappointed though. This game is amazing, but there are some issues with it, which I'll discuss in the beginning, so you just understand the struggle of learning the controls on this game a little bit as I'm playing. But it was before there was DualShock. It was one of the first PlayStation releases. But yeah, before there was DualShock controllers, so aiming was like GoldenEye status almost. Like if you've ever played that, since growing up, like it's a hard game once you've adjusted to modern first-person shooters to adjust to. Well, this one's no different. It's a little sensitive, a little touchy on the controls, like when you're aiming, but you have to hold down on like triangle, as well as like when you're pressing the directions. You can also like go left to right with, I think it's the L and R1 buttons, but if you want to directly aim, you have to like hold down on triangle, so it's hard to evade while you're aiming. I remember that being a big setback. Other than that, there was a bit of loading screen. There's some really good voice acting for an early PlayStation release. The art style, like, it's always good when something tries to go for like a cartoonish or anime style, because the games hold up a lot longer, I feel, in terms of their art presentation. Now it doesn't look great. Textures aren't very good. It's not horrible though, but like I said, if you go back 95, 96, this game was fairly impressive. But yeah, it really grabbed me for some reason. I was getting big into anime at those times, and as you can see, it's got that like anime feel to it. I'm not sure if this ever became an anime or if it was taken from it, but like a lot of them, as you can see, like right above, published by Atlus. They usually have a pretty good track record, and this game's no different in some of their hidden gems. But it's not a game I haven't really heard too many people talk about. Not many people have discussed it over the years. In fact, just like my horde gameplay video where I had mentioned, back in the day, two of the channels that had gameplay of the game were my own channels. Like, other than that, there's only a couple people on YouTube, I believe, that have displayed this game at all. Which is kind of a shame. Like, I get it. Like, going back, it's a hard one to stomach. Like I said, with the controls being so messed up, if you didn't play it when it was fresh, you're gonna at least have to adjust to how those controls were. It'll catch you off guard the first time you're playing. But it also runs like kind of clunky. There's 3 different forms, as you're seeing here. There's like a cruise, which goes really fast and has high shields, but your weapons, you don't have much of a variety in what you can use. But when you're running there, it runs the smoothest, but it'll be kind of choppy because the game can't keep up with the speed almost. And then when you're like in the middle range mode, like that one right there, this is actually kind of perfect timing. Like when you're in assault mode, cruise mode was the first one that moves quick. Assault mode will allow you to use better weapons, and still move somewhat quick. But then, like when you move into that mode, the combat mode, that's when your shields for some reason in combat mode are the worst. But you can use a shield on one of your weapons, one of your items. But you move really slow and clunky in that mode. But yeah, so after this, that's like the little intro if you leave it running. But after this, it actually gives you some storyline element. And I don't understand why they chose to put it here. It's kind of
in the year
interesting. I'll let this go.
AD, October 17th, all communications with the moon's largest man-made structure, Hamlet, were lost.
And this also takes a second in between each of the...
Hamlet, meaning a small village, was the property of the huge conglomerate AMAX Factories, whose mainstay was products for the military. At the facilities, development of the moon's natural resources, as well as production of foodstuffs, medical supplies, and military weaponry were being carried out. Because of the confidential nature of the research, the newest security system was installed and constantly being upgraded to completely shut out outsiders. The facilities themselves were designed with living quarters, various factories, farming areas, and natural resource mining facilities to allow them to be completely self-sufficient. 100 years after being in operation, there had been several waves of immigration, and the results were that 85% of water, food, and various living commodities were self-supplied. There were military personnel, factory workers, researchers, miners, and their families living there, making it a huge lunar city with a population of close to 1,000 people.
I hate the long pause. There was no need for this. It just doesn't seem like there was a reason for it. There's still more. Oh yes. I believe he does speak here.
In recent years, there were pure Hamlet residences born and raised on the moon. The moon's minerals, as well as drugs and military weapons difficult to produce on Earth, were being made and exported to the Earth. In addition, lunar tears, which was known as the stone that brings happiness, was very popular on Earth and was making Hamlet more and more known to everyday people.
Yeah, the lunar tears, one of your, one of your team members in the game, I was trying to remember his name, Smiley, I think. He gets like addicted to the lunar tears or something along those lines. He has one on him. There's some power to it. I can't remember the whole story of this game anymore. I remember a lot of it. I don't remember, I honestly don't even remember how it ends. I remember, I guess, the end battle, but...
Suddenly, Hamlet completely stopped communications with the Earth. Hamlet not responding to communications. The headquarters at AMAX Factories decided to immediately send in their own private military arm, AMAX Cleaners.
So I'm guessing the AMAX Cleaners are the enemies that you'll face, the enemy mechs. For a second I was thinking that was us, but I think we go by another name.
On October 31st.
October 31st. This would have been a good one to play back on Halloween. A little known Halloween game. Jeez. Did not know that fact. I always thought this was a really cool scene for PlayStation 1. I get that it's just images hovering down, but it was the little things back then. Like, this looked like good gaming right here. Back in 95, 96. So I believe that's us arriving. It doesn't really explain much after that. But I imagine that's us arriving. If not, that was the enemy mechs that we'd end up fighting on the game. But yeah, I felt that was important. I don't know if I'm going to put that scene as its own video, just to get out of the gameplay, or just make the first gameplay just the introduction part of this, and then I'll move the real storyline to video 2. Real simple. Back then, when you could still use a passcode and didn't need a memory card, you can actually use passcodes as well.
Right. We've arrived at Hamlet. Can everyone hear me? Our mission is to check this place out. We've got to find out what's causing the irregularities at Hamlet and find out what's happened to the investigators previously sent from our home office. As always, do not contact headquarters or leave your station aside from emergencies. Any questions?
What's happened to the people here?
We don't know any details. The last communications we had were 2 weeks ago, and after that, nothing. Another part of our mission is to find out why.
It looks like the guard system is still operational.
Yes, most of the other systems are down. Also, the life support systems in all areas are working at minimum.
We might find out more if we can get into the data bank.
That's right. But remember, nothing is normal here. Be careful, whatever you do.
Well, in that case, I've got nothing to worry about, since I've got...
Your lunar tears again? Give me a break, Smiley.
Come on, it's really cool. Hey, since my girl gave it to me, I've been lucky as heck. Oh, or is it that you're just jealous, Maria?
Ha! You're one confused kid.
Hey, cut it out now. Let me introduce our new friend, Jim.
Yes, sir.
Jim Billington has just signed up with AMC. Take good care of him. His call sign is Kid.
Welcome aboard, kid.
We'll call each other by our call signs from now on. Kid and I will check around the civilian shuttle deck. Stormy, you check out the military shuttle deck. Thief, check out the Hamlet security headquarters. Killer and Bighorn, you all head towards the security control room in level 7. That's all.
Roger.
Alright, so that's
The
the team.
security system might be malfunctioning. So everyone, turn off your ID signals. If anything happens, use your distress signal when you're in trouble.
Does that mean friendly units won't show on our radar?
That's right. We'll keep in touch through transmissions.
Roger.
All right now, let's get to work.
Roger.
Alright, so you have some long loading screens. I guess I can talk again. I know it's about to start talking the second it's done loading, though.
Kid, check out this level. I'll take a look at that shuttle. And get some practice using your VF by taking on the guard robots on this level. Got it?
Robots. Alright, so we can finally move around. As you can see, frame rate is not that great. Now this is in the combat mode. Kind of move around clunky, kind of expect it. It all feels a little more natural like that in terms of the frame rates. This is Assault. You're a little bit shorter. You can still use your weapons, cycling through all those. This is a shield. This is like a missile, and this is your laser gun. This is the only one that doesn't really run out of ammo, but once you get close enough, you can only shoot like one at a time, and there's like a quick recharge, unless you can be like right out of range. We'll get to that later. And then of course the cruise mode, you can go a lot faster, but it'll have the most slowdowns in that mode. I generally try and go in Assault because you can end up doing I don't know, a lot more damage. You don't have to switch your modes to still be able to switch to your weapons and stuff.
Looks like this shuttle belongs to some AMC affiliate. No one's inside.
The shuttle. Alright. So he's talking about that, I believe. Nobody's inside. Can't go in there, I believe. But this will show you the size differences when you're in cruise mode as opposed to like assault and combat. But again, you move around a lot slower. It does feel really heavy, like it feels good. Now what doesn't feel good is aiming. Like I said, you have to hold down on triangle while moving the D-pad around to do that. Once you get a map, you'll be able to see the map in the room. Wait, why is it still showing something? It's probably going to be the exact same scene that I just played.
Kid, go take a look around in that area there and get a feel for your VF.
No.
You shouldn't have any problems handling the guard robots.
It was still like displaying a little icon like I needed to talk to him or something, but I didn't remember that from playing before. Yeah, it's been a while since I played this one. See how I do with the controls. It's going to take some time learning them again, but I do remember some things about the game. Some things I'll never forget. When you see these little icons, usually it's showing that there's an enemy close, whether it's behind the wall to the next area or not. But there's also icons that look similar to those, but they're just more like rectangular shapes. Those are usually items. Alright. Get used to this. So square switches. Circle will toggle between your weapon and no weapon, and then your triggers R1 or R2 and L2, they switch between your assault, combat, and cruise modes. X will fire, and then holding down triangle is how you aim. You can strafe or whatever, go left and right with the L1 and R1. That also can help with aiming a little bit too, like being able to, as long as you can get like on their level, like aim to where they are kinda, and then you can kind of, you know, pat. Alright.
That's elevator 4. It stops on all floors except levels 2 and 9. I don't need to get on it now.
I don't need to get on it. I will say, like, there's moments where, like, I might even be able to point a few of them out before they happen. Like, I remember a lot of the corny cutscenes that were in this, or just, like, voice moments, voice acting moments, but, like, it, for the most part, it was pretty solid. I remember, like, oh, shit, we're trying to, if you get, like, just out of range, you can actually, like, continue to shoot real quick like that. And still be able to hit it from a distance. Watch and see if there's any. Oh, here we go. So this is when you see this icon, you can actually get an item. It's usually like power energy. Sometimes it's a key card or something you really do need. But everything I guess you need in this, because one thing to explain, I believe the resources in this game are limited. You want to pick up everything you see, use it sparingly, because towards the end of the game you won't just find it. That's what I do remember of the game. Is there was a playthrough I had where I just had no real like good. I'd made it to the boss, but I had no real like good weapons left. I'm trying to get used to. If you take corners with the L and R1.
Darn, the sensor camera won't send me a clear visual. Boss, can you send me the maps for Hamlet?
Yes, we need the maps.
All right. Hold on. I'll send it.
So as you can see, pretty decent map size. Can't remember, there's like 9 or 12 levels on Hamlet, something like that.
This is the complete map set for Hamlet. You might not be able to pick out details with this.
Which means we've got to get the information out of a terminal or something.
Right. you should be able to find the location of a terminal or elevator as you wander around. But remember, don't get careless.
Got it. I'll keep on my toes.
All right. So we got a map now. As you can see, when you're in combat mode or whatever, it doesn't show up. So it kind of does keep you almost a little less battle ready for enemies that pop up sometimes. Alright, found a key card.
Some numbers are printed on it. 21832, 49887, 53260. What could they be for?
Alright, found one of the key cards. It's used actually just right down here. Make sure there's nothing I'm missing here. Or the enemy don't just start blasting on me. Alright, you come in here.
A terminal.
Now you got the passcode.
It says, enter passcode.
It doesn't just give it to you. I believe it's the third one. It's either the second or the third. It might even be random, but I'm pretty sure it's the last one. Yes. When you hear that second one, you know it works.
Great. It's the floor data to level 1.
All those
I'll
points of
download it
interest.
to the Griffon's computer.
Those green spots. All possible to have weapons. Items. Precious items. Alright. I saw one on the map here. Let's see if I can waste them from a distance. I guess at least wait till it gets red. Yes. Now the reason I'm doing that, it's a little cheap, maybe to some, but I gotta preserve my weapons a little bit. I would like to save those for the later parts of the game. Oh, I thought there'd be something right there. But yeah, you can take the corners a little easier with the L and R1s. Nothing here? I could have swore there was enemies there, and they're around here. Actually, I see them on the map above me anyway. Oh shit. Oh shit. You kidding me? Make sure my shot goes through. Oh, so they ain't gonna follow you unless you're actually... Oh my gosh. Alright, maybe I can take out the... Nope. Nope, what? I really am tempted to just, Oh, okay, so he's hitting me and I can't hit him. Alright, let's show you a missile, guys. Oh. I don't want to take out, I don't want to use too much weapons, but I also don't want to get hit too much, because you only get so much, repair damage. You gotta go out of, your combat mode to pick up items. You do that with square. A small beam gun. Let's go. Starting to pick up some stuff. That's a repair unit. Going to be very helpful down the road. Which, damn, I almost need to use one. I don't know what happened. I got fucked. Alright, let's make up for it here. I think I got it. No, I didn't. Yeah, I did. Alright, machine control pattern memorize. Ugh. Oh, was that a tongue twister? I have no idea. Alright, so if you hit select, you can actually go to your data, and you'll see when you learn machine patterns of them. So far, cricket and buoy. No special functions, you know, strength and defense. Shows a little bit of their stats there. This one's special function hovering system. Nothing, you know, pretty basic, but it's kind of cool collecting that. Of course, this will be the full screen of the maps. If you do VFs, you can see yours and everybody else's in your team's mechs. Well, I guess, whatever. There's only 2 more, may as well show them. For anybody who wants to pause it and see them. But then there's also, you can see your weapons, switch them out. Items when you pick them up. You can use them in, I don't know, system. You can load, do some options. And then there's also the intercom. There's also the intercom. And it's kind of like how like Metal Gear was, where you can keep in touch with your team.
What's up, kid? Something wrong? At any rate, go check out the area near you. While you're at it, take on some guard robots and get a feel for your VF. You shouldn't have any problem with any of the guard robots. Got it? Over.
But you can go in with any of the teammates at any time. Like, and I mean, there are moments where they're unresponsive if they're on other levels, but they can give you tips on where you're supposed to go, or you know, things they may have seen. So it is kind of good to keep in touch with them, and it also adds a little bit of immersion for maybe those moments when they're just not responding, or I don't know. Like, I always kind of like that part.
Trouble, boss. The guard system's following our every movement. What should we do?
The guard system must have determined that we're intruders. Until Killer takes care of the security system, it may attack us. You're permitted to protect yourselves from the guard system, but take care not to damage the Hamlet facilities.
Roger.
Kid, have you gotten a feel for your VF? Now, get down to business. Check out this level. I'm going to check the shuttle's black box. I'm counting on you.
All right. It's another elevator.
Elevator 1 goes directly to level 9. It's used to carry the raw materials from the mines. I don't need to use it now.
That'll be a while before we go back to that. This game will kind of take you back and forth through the different layers, different levels of Hamlet. Once you pick up key cards and different things, you can finally access doors or elevators that you couldn't access before. Let's see if I can maybe cheese this boy. Yeah. All right. This one? No.
A partition with a
We got
card
key
slot.
card.
It won't open without a card key.
Card key. Whatever. Key card, card key, gold jacket, green jacket. Sure there's no enemy around. Looks like this ultimately takes you to the same place. So we're just gonna go this way. For some reason, these guys are usually not much trouble at all, but I've been having trouble almost exclusively with these guys. We gotta wait till it's red, get close enough, be out of battle, and then hit square to pick that stuff up. In case I didn't explain that before. Another armor unit. Alright, so we are hopefully gonna pick up something good here. I know the card key is somewhere around this area. We definitely need more of this stuff. Would go in cruise. It does go a little bit quicker in cruise, but you never know. Like, you can't use the laser in cruise. You never know what's coming up. Sometimes you do. I guess you can see it on the mini-map.
Darn, some guard robots ambushed me as soon as I got to level 7. Now I don't know when I'll make it to the security control room.
I think he's behind that wall. Okay. Oh, he's down. Oh, get the fuck out of there. As you'll see, there we go. He really doesn't take much to take out either. Like, not many shots. It's 1 or 2. Even with the weak laser. But the aiming is such a challenge. There we go. I guess just keep it straight and wait for him to float to you. And machine battle memorized. Go this way first. Really nothing? Another small weapon. The Vulcan beam, Vulcan gun. I'm pretty sure it shoots a bunch of little circles out, like little proton beam balls. Beam balls. All right. I'm a little better at controlling through this. Wow, unfortunately, we're coming the wrong way. All right, key cards at one of these two up here. Boom.
This is Stormy. I'm in front of elevator 5. Elevator 5 doesn't seem to be working.
It's one of those,
Maybe no power's coming through.
I thought there was more to that scene, sorry. Yeah, that was one of those. I'm in front of elevator 5. Elevator 5 doesn't seem to be... It's like they took two audio clips to put them together for like the full sentence. It just kind of sound a little off.
A card key. It must be for a partition somewhere.
I don't think anything's here. I could be wrong. Nope. Alright, so we got our card key. Taking these corners like a champ now. Look at me. Although I don't think I needed to go all that way. That was the long way for sure. Let's try this out in cruise just to see it. It's way harder to control because there's a lot of turns in this. It's not too many long straightaways that make use of this thing's speed before you end up smacking up against walls.
A partition with a card slot. It won't open without a card key.
Fortunately, we have one. You got to go to the items and then select it. It's the card key.
It's a card key.
It's a card
that takes
key.
care of that.
It's so hard to control when you're in cruise. I need to switch out of this. Ooh, okay. Unidentified life form approaching. What you're about to...
What's that? I'm getting a strange reading.
This is our main enemy here that we see throughout the game. Some kind of a
Boss,
life form.
An unknown object. I'm after it.
Right. Be careful. Don't get lost.
Roger.
Alright. come on.
Found
Can
you.
we-
The unidentified object. What the? It's humanoid.
It's a humanoid mech. What? That's what I used to always think as a kid. It's really more of alien. A few of these. Kind of cycle through them. This might even be timed. But I always try to do a ton of damage to it. I honestly can't tell you if this battle just ends when it ends. Block with that shield if I can. Alright, we got out of it.
Oops. Darn.
We are stuck.
What's up, kid? Are you in trouble?
Trouble, boss. A monster. As I was confronting the monster, the sensor closed the partitions.
A monster? Hey, kid, you're losing it already. There are no such things.
No, really. I've just fought it. It was humanoid. Its muscles were bulging out, and it was bright red.
At any rate, open the partitions and get out of there. You should be able to operate the partition from your machine.
Roger. I need the passcode for the partition. The passcode for the partition is...
Honestly, I don't know if it's the same one. I don't think it is. I think it's another one on this list. Might be the second one, that's why I always had the confusion. Oh, okay, it's accepting. So it's the third one again. We'll look through these before we venture out forward. But I'm going to say we'll probably call this the end of part 1. Unless, of course, the intro gets its own video. Alright. Can't remember if I was like a... I don't think I was a big fan of the Vulcan. I'll always be able to switch them out. Alright. I think we can always come back if we run out of weapons. Try and remember that Vulcan that's there on level 1 here. But yeah, so unless I end up doing the video, like the intro itself as its own video, this is probably going to be the end of part 1. Probably a good spot to leave off of. We got the cliffhanger to go off of.
This is Bighorn. We're facing a massive assault by guard robots in the security control room corridor. They don't recognize our identification signals. Killer and I will be full of holes at this rate. What's our options?
Our orders from headquarters allow us to use force against anything that interferes with our mission. So eliminate anything that's hostile.
Damn right.
We're trying, but we're badly outnumbered. We'll pull back for a while and regroup.
Got it. I'll join up with you. Kid, I'm going to go and back up Killer. Call if anything happens. You're on your own for now, and don't take any unnecessary risks. That's all.
I've been left behind.
Alright, so that will be a good point to actually leave this one. So guys, hope you're enjoying this. Look forward to part 2. This is going to be the next full walkthrough that I do for a game. Not sure how long it's going to take to complete, but each video is going to be around the 30 to 45 minute mark. Can't remember how long this one. This is about the 8 to 10 hour game, I believe. So we'll probably get this one about a 5, 6, or probably about a 7-parter. Something like that at best. I don't know, but look forward to part 2 soon. Till next time.